Hi everyone, this is Louis from solutionscope.org. Today we're going to be talking about how to automatically save attachments that are sent to your Gmail account inbox to a folder on your Google Drive using Microsoft Power Automate, formerly known as Microsoft Flow. Now, just as a quick introduction, Microsoft Power Automate, formerly known as Microsoft Flow, is an online workflow service that allows you to automate actions across the most common apps and services. Power Automate can be used to automate things like workflows using your favorite applications. You can do things like sync files, get notifications, collect data, and much more. Now, it's important to know that Microsoft Power Automate is included in certain Office 365 subscriptions, both personal and enterprise. So I encourage you to head over to Microsoft's website and check out the different licensing options. So let's go ahead and get started. So this is the Microsoft Flow landing page. And what you'll see here is that you can create all of these different workflows from scratch or from the robust catalog of templates that they have here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to type in Gmail here. And what this is going to do is going to bring up all the different template workflows that exist. Okay, so you can see save Gmail attachments to your personal OneDrive if you use that, log Gmail emails in a Google Sheet. So the first one that we see here is save Gmail attachments to your Google Drive. I'm going to go ahead and click that. And in Microsoft Flow, it's going to make it nice and easy for you. It's going to tell you exactly what this workflow does. So this template will automatically download all of your Gmail attachments sent to your inbox to a folder you choose in your Google Drive. Okay. And this flow will connect to, so it's going to show you the services that it needs access to. Now I've gone ahead and I've already pre-populated mine. So if you haven't done that, you would basically click on this little 3 button, click add a new connection. You're going to see this little pop-up here. And basically this is going to ask you to sign in. Now it's important when you're using this type of service that you review the permissions. Okay, so you can see here that this little prompt is telling us that Microsoft Power Platform is going to be able to read, compose, send, and permanently delete all of your emails from Gmail. Now that doesn't mean it's going to delete all of your emails. It means that it needs access to them in order for this workflow to execute. Okay, but it's important when you're using this kind of service to make sure you understand how your data is being used. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the allow button here. And you'll see here that it's prompting and you can see that the connection succeeded. Okay, it's showing the little green check mark, meaning it's a valid connection. Okay, now I've already gone ahead and I've connected to my Google Drive as well. So I'm going to click on the create flow button. And this brings us to the Flow dashboard. Okay, so you can see the little breadcrumb trail flows, save Gmail attachments to your Google Drive, and it provides you with the details of what this flow does. Okay, so we talked about that a bit already. It tells you the status, so this is telling me that this flow is currently on. It gives me some background info on when this was created and whatnot, and you can see the connection. So when you're troubleshooting these flows, if there's perhaps a connection error, it'll be easy to identify that right here. Okay, now the other cool feature is you can actually look at the runs or the executions of this workflow. Okay, so once we get into testing it, if it had run, you would see that listed here. Now there's a ton of other options, including sharing. You can go in and edit, submit as a template, and the cool feature is analytics, but analytics is something that requires a premium account. So again, head on over to Microsoft's website and check that out. Now, before we can actually execute this, we're going to need to make some changes. So I'm going to click on edit. Now this is the cool thing about Microsoft Power Automate is that's a full drag and drop workflow modeler. Okay, so you can see here the trigger event when a new email arrives, and then I have an action here or a step, and it is basically a set of conditions that applies to each attachment. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that, and you can see here it's going to walk me through what needs to be specified. So select an output from the previous steps. Pre-populates with the attachments. If you wanted to add any dynamic content, okay, then you can go ahead and do that. Any things like expressions, if you wanted to look for a specific string in an email or whatnot. And the next step is going to create that file, okay? Now, if we wanted to add an action, we could click that and you can see how robust this service is. You can do a whole bunch of different things with that. But for this purposes of this demo, we're just going to leave it there. Now, say you wanted to specify a specific folder, okay, you would click on the Google Drive, create file, and it's going to ask you where do you want these files or these attachments to be saved. So I'll just leave it as my attachment folder, but you could have gone ahead and did that. Now you could have also put in some other rules, like if you wanted to look for, again, a certain string in the attachment name or the file name, then you can go ahead and do that. All right, so again, the good thing about Power Automate is it takes care of most of the work for us using these templates. So I'm going to go ahead and click on save. And that's been saved. There we go. So now it's been saved. You can see the status is turned on. So I'm going to go ahead now and I'm going to pull up my Gmail here. So I've got a test email ready. I'm going to send it to myself. It has an attachment to it. So let's go ahead and send that. So you can see here that that email has been sent. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and refresh my Flow dashboard here, and you can see, as I mentioned, under runs, this is going to show you every time this workflow is executed. So given that this was the initial setup, there usually is maybe a 3 to 4 minute delay between the time you set it up and the time it actually runs. But you can see here that this flow executed on March 18th at 8:21. You see the status here, succeeded. Okay, so let's just go ahead and let's look at my Google Drive, and you'll see here it created an attachments folder as we had specified, and it saved that test document in my Gmail. Okay, so just to recap, in this video we looked at how to automatically save Gmail attachments to your Google Drive using Microsoft Power Automate. Don't forget, head over to www.solutionscope.org for more information and resources, and be sure to subscribe to my channel.